joining us today. It was a very informative speech. Two questions. First of all, how many countries share the Caspian oil and what's the percentage? And the second, relationship between the Baku and Armenian Republic.
So the Caspian Sea is the largest lake. It was divided between Russia, the Soviet Union, and Iran with two agreements in the 20th century. So when we were part of the Soviet Union divided the Caspian Sea into sectors between the Soviet republics: Azerbaijan, Russia, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan. Right? And now we are operating within the limits of that sector. Iran is the fifth littoral state, so we have 5 littoral states. And now we are negotiating among all these 5 littoral states in order to define the legal status of the Caspian Sea. And we've been trying to do it for the last 25 years. It's not an easy topic, of course, but Azerbaijan has a substantial portion of the Caspian Sea. We're not passing over these limits that were defined by that delimitation that took place under the Soviet Union. But of course, we signed bilateral agreements with Russia and Kazakhstan that defines the seabed among these 3 nations, but the surface and the water is in common use. But the seabed, where the natural resources are located, are divided. So we just need to finalize the problem with Turkmenistan and Iran as well, and then the issue will be resolved. But I hear from media reports that there are some positives already developments in that regard. As for the other issue, so as I described, Azerbaijan has either a very strong relationship with certain countries in the region or normal working relationships. But with Armenia, we have no relationship. So, and the only reason is that Armenia has invaded 1/5 of Azerbaijan's territory 25 years ago. So around 20% of Azerbaijan's sovereign, internationally recognized territory is under Armenian occupation. And around 800,000 Azerbaijanis have been expelled from these lands, occupied lands. So they were subjected to pure ethnic cleansing. And now they are still displaced population, refugees in their own country. They cannot go back to their ancestral lands and homes. They were just kicked out overnight, oftentimes, without being even able to take their belongings. So that's the hugest sore point in our region. But we are now trying to negotiate with Armenia. Our presidents a recent meeting took place in Geneva. So trying to find a solution, negotiated settlement of this conflict, which will tremendously benefit Armenia. Armenia has lost 1 million of its population since independence. 1 million. It was 3.5 million. Today, the population is 2.5 million. And some famous Armenian scholars even say that the biggest issue today for Armenia is not the genocide issue or this Karabakh issue, which is the occupation of Azerbaijan's lands, but the depopulation of Armenia. They say we yearned for an independent Armenia for years. Now it has happened that people are leaving. So I think this relationship with Azerbaijan after the solution of the conflict will enable Armenia to develop its economy and to catch up with the region. Look at Georgia. It's another majority Christian nation, and we have a fantastic relationship with this nation, and Georgia is tremendously benefiting from this friendship. So, but I remain optimistic that because we are neighbors, we are not going to move out from this region. So we'll have to resolve this issue sooner or later. Thank you.